Hey everybody, welcome back to Tenza Motorsports. Today we're going to be doing a quick video reviewing this magnetic helping hands tool. This was supplied by EOOKU. I think it's more of an acronym. I'll have it right here. However you want to say that. For a lot of DIY and electrical modifications and soldering and things like that, which we do a lot on the channel, where we're building custom toggle switch panels and doing a lot of rewiring. If you have to do anything on the bench, any chance you can use something like this, it is definitely helpful. We'll go into this, we'll build it here on camera. I have not built it yet, and unfortunately I lost my soldering iron. I have no idea where it went. I've been looking for it for a while. It's just one of those Weller, just the little pencil looking ones, and I have no idea where the heck it went. So unfortunately today we're not actually gonna be like soldering any wires or anything like that, but I'll show you the importance of having these clips holding the wires together while you're working on it, because oftentimes when you're soldering, a third or fourth hand would be very useful. Anyways, before we do that, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like if you enjoy this type of content. Also make sure to be following us on Instagram, Tenza_Motorsports, where we do giveaways. We just got done doing a few giveaways, and if you want to be part of any future one, all you have to be doing is following us on Instagram. We just grab a random account from our followers, and that's how you get chosen for giveaways. All right, so let's get this unboxed real quick, and I'll pull some scrap wire out and just kind of show all of the features that this has and what I'll be using it for mostly. Like we mentioned earlier, we build a lot of toggle switch panels. Unfortunately, this came a little bit late. We just got done building a toggle switch panel for our Porsche, the 986 Boxer, and I'll have the link to that up here. But we would have definitely have used something like this when working on that project. There was a lot of soldering. You know it's a big project when the tips of your fingers start to go raw from twisting insulation off and spinning wires together and things like that. And it was definitely there for several days. So yeah, we'll get this opened up, get it put together, give you my honest review, and then obviously everything that we use today will be linked down in the description below. So let's get this opened. All right, to start off, got a graphic on here of what to expect when you open it up. And pretty standard stuff. Thank you for your support. Then here is some, looks like some assembly guides. One thing I didn't realize until I started looking at this a little bit more was it actually has a light, which is really cool. So we'll get to see all that in action here in just a moment. So that would be this guy right here, the magnifying glass, and then it's got a ring light on it. Wow, so those magnets right off the bat, as you just saw right there, are really strong. As you can see, this is not a lot of metal, and it holds it pretty tight. So I'm excited for that, because a lot of magnets, oftentimes they kind of cheap out on the quality of them. 3M products here. So looks like so far everything's wrapped real nice, and looks to be fairly good quality. These, even though they're thin and small, they feel really substantial. So let's get all this unboxed. So first impressions, obviously haven't even stuck anything to the main plate here, but these magnets are really strong, and everything has a really good, nice weight to it. Everything was packaged really nicely, and that's just, I know packaging doesn't really mean anything, but it just, if a company cares enough to ship it to you properly and they care about their product, it shows, and it's appreciated when it gets sent to me anyways. But yeah, real happy with the way everything is looking so far here. So it's pretty simple. We got a set of feet here, so we'll be placing those on the bottom of this, and oh, there we go, brand logo there. So I'm assuming this is the top. We'll put the feet on the bottom of this so you're not scratching up anything. Yeah, it looks like this right here just allows you to put stuff wherever you need it to. So I'm gonna get this set up, and we'll take a look and get some wires on here and show what this thing can do. So like I mentioned earlier, the magnets are really strong. I like that. Here we go, I'm gonna try to pull it straight off. So, I mean, that was probably, I don't know, 25 pounds or so to pull that straight up off of it, which obviously is the hardest way to take a magnet off. If you twist it this way, it comes off a little easier. But so just in terms of, you know, how sturdy built this is, because I don't like getting stuff like this and then you fight this more than you fight, you know, the task that it's supposed to help you with. So let's play with the light here real quick. I do have it plugged in. So we're gonna hit power here. It looks like it turned on. All right, so I'm gonna flick the light off above us. So you can see it's off, now it's on. And then you can change it. So that's this button here, the switch button, kind of to a white light, and then to kind of like a mixture light, and back to a warm light. It's like a cool, like an in between, and then a warm setting. It doesn't look very bright on camera, but I can see it's clearly lighting up the area that we'd be working in. So that's always cool. So let's get ourselves a wire in here, and I'll show how much easier it is to wire something, to solder it, when you've got an extra pair of hands. Now, as a disclaimer, I did not go to school or get any like proper education on doing any soldering. All I know is that you want to use shrink wrap, and when you push these together, you want to make sure that you've got it as low profile as possible, so you don't have like the wires like hanging out like this. You want them to be tight together. Then you want to make sure you've got enough solder that it's actually going in between each of these little tiny itty bitty wires that make up whatever gauge of wire you have. So if you're not using something like this, let me show you here real quick. So let's say you've got two here, and we're just gonna do this push style. So you push them together like this, and then I normally push them down like this, and sometimes if you need to, you can give it a little twist. And then as you're getting your soldering iron, okay, so exactly, perfect example right there. See how it pulled apart on me? Well, I need two hands to be able to put this together, and then I need another hand to run the soldering iron, and that's just, it's not ideal. So I'll be honest, I don't know how improper this is, but oftentimes I'll actually strip these out really far, and I'll put them like this, and I'll twist them together, and then I'll solder them and lay them over. But that's because I don't have a helping hand system like I do now. So we're gonna put these here, put this here. We'll now be able to push them into position. And then what's nice is I can make sure this is exactly where I want it to sit. And then from here, you take your soldering iron, you could warm it up, add solder, and you're done. As soon as you let off, your solder would be done. Now I know there's probably a ton more applications that you can run, the, you know, this guy right here. Again, I do not actually have any formal education on like soldering, and so I'm not sure what else other things this board can do. But I know that anything that I do on the bench from here on out, if I can use this board, even in the car, if I can use this board, I'll be using it. The other thing that I just thought of is that you don't have to have the board. Oh geez, yeah, see, these are strong magnets. If you don't have to have the board. If we're working on a car inside, especially where my race cars are stripped out and it's bare metal, I can use these. So yeah, I think this kit's a no-brainer. If you're doing any amount of DIY soldering, playing with electronics, things like that, custom building like LED strips, things like that, this is a no-brainer. I like good build quality. This looks like something that would last a long time. They even sent me an extra alligator clamp here and a set screw. So if you were to drop it, just like it just did there, and lose it, you have a replacement one. So I thought before we wrap this up, it'd be cool to see, you know, what it looks like through the magnifying glass. One other thing I forgot to mention was that when you're holding wires together and you're soldering on them, they get hot, which is another thing that's nice with this kit. And yeah, technically you could wear gloves, but I want to be able to do this. I want to feel it with my fingers. And when you're wearing gloves, it numbs a lot of that. So let's actually see how this looks underneath the magnifying glass. This is a way cool kit. I'm very excited to use this when we do our next major electrical build. So like that wire right there. I don't know. That's why I don't like wearing gloves when I do this kind of stuff. I really apologize that I wasn't actually able to solder something today. It really wouldn't have changed the video. This is a really good, well-built kit, and I'm very happy with the way that everything looks on it so far. Comments or questions down in the comment section below. Thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see everybody in the next video.
Bam!